The last night in Europe does not feel like departure. It feels like compression. In a lodging house near the docks, the air is thick with coal smoke and damp wool. Trunks lie open across the floor, their contents rearranged again and again as families decide what can be carried and what must be abandoned. A blanket is kept, a pot is left behind. A Bible is weighed in the hand, then wrapped carefully and forced into an already full case. Outside, carts grind over cobblestones, wheels cracking against uneven stone as they move slowly toward the harbor. The ship is already there, a dark mass beyond the warehouses, taking shape in the half-light. By morning, nothing here will remain accessible. The streets leading to the docks fill before dawn. Porters move quickly between carts and doorways, lifting trunks onto shoulders and calling out directions that many do not fully understand. Voices overlap in German, Irish English, Polish, Italian, languages blending into a single restless noise. Closer to the water, the scale changes. Warehouses rise higher. Cranes swing cargo into open holds. Smoke drifts from funnels above ships that stand taller than the buildings around them. The vessel itself is not designed to receive people. It is designed to carry weight, bales, barrels, machinery, and the movement of passengers is organized around that priority. Lists are checked, groups are counted. Movement is directed in controlled bursts toward the gangway. This is Liverpool, mid-19th century. What appears to be a voluntary journey toward opportunity is, in reality, a structured system that processes large numbers of people through limited space, under economic pressure and strict physical constraints. This account follows emigrant ships from European departure points to arrival in North America, tracing how the voyage itself functioned as a controlled environment that reshaped the bodies, identities, and outcomes of those who passed through it. The decision to leave is rarely sudden. It forms under sustained pressure. In earlier centuries, religious conflict and political instability push smaller groups outward. By the 19th century, the scale changes. Crop failures in Ireland, land fragmentation in German states, and industrial displacement across Europe create a steady flow of migrants moving westward. Railways connect inland regions directly to port cities. By the time individuals arrive at coastal hubs such as Hamburg or Le Havre, much of the journey has already been structured for them. In 1851, Liverpool alone dispatches 455 ships carrying approximately 159,000 passengers. The movement is no longer occasional. It is continuous. Port districts evolve to manage this flow. Boarding houses cluster near docks, offering temporary accommodation under crowded conditions. Agents and intermediaries operate within these districts, arranging tickets, exchanging currency, and directing migrants through a process that many do not fully understand. Regulation exists but remains uneven. Efforts such as Hamburg's Emigration Board attempt to impose order, but the volume of movement limits oversight. By embarkation day, individuals are no longer moving independently. They are sorted. At the dock, this becomes visible. Passengers are grouped by ticket class and assigned numbers or letters. An official counts them aloud, marking totals in a notebook before signaling the next group forward. Movement happens in waves, and each wave is directed toward a specific section of the ship. Boarding reveals the structure in full. Passengers with higher class tickets pass quickly along the gangway and disappear into enclosed corridors fitted with lamps and framed walls. Their transition from shore to ship is immediate and controlled. Steerage passengers pause. At the top of the gangway, the view of the city remains briefly visible. Rooftops, cranes, smoke rising above warehouses. Then movement resumes, not forward, but downward. The hatchway opens into a lower space. Inside, the layout is fixed. Wooden berths line the interior, stacked in tiers 2 or 3 high. Each berth is narrow, designed to hold multiple occupants with minimal clearance. Vertical supports divide the space into sections, but privacy does not exist. The ceiling is low enough that most adults cannot stand fully upright. Light enters only through the hatch above, and a small number of lamps placed along the central passage. The design is efficient. Its consequences are immediate. Once the ship leaves port, conditions begin to shift in measurable ways. A whistle signals departure. Lines are released. The shoreline recedes until structures blur into a continuous line, then disappear entirely. Inside the lower deck, routine establishes itself quickly. Food is distributed at fixed intervals: bread, thin soups, occasionally salted meat. Supplies are calculated before departure and stored in bulk. Over time, these provisions degrade. Moisture affects grain. Salted meat becomes harder to consume. Water stored in sealed barrels develops a stagnant taste. Ventilation becomes the central constraint. In calm weather, hatchways remain open, allowing limited airflow. Passengers rotate access to the upper deck, standing in compressed groups along the rail for brief periods. In rough conditions, hatchways are sealed, air circulation stops. The atmosphere changes within hours. Heat rises, humidity increases, and odors intensify as waste accumulates faster than it can be removed. Disease follows these conditions. Historical records describe outbreaks of typhus and dysentery spreading rapidly within enclosed steerage compartments. In 1847, approximately 5,000 migrants died during Atlantic crossings due to such illnesses. The system does not adjust. It continues to operate under the same structure. Storm conditions introduce a different level of strain. The ship's movement becomes unstable, shifting from steady motion to violent pitching and rolling. Objects break loose. Luggage slides across the floor. Passengers lose footing in confined spaces where there is little room to recover balance. Below deck, hatches are secured to prevent water from entering. Darkness increases. Ventilation ceases entirely. In these conditions, the limitations of the ship's design become fully visible. Air becomes heavy and difficult to breathe. Heat builds rapidly. Sound amplifies. The impact of waves against the hull, the strain of timber under pressure. Time extends. Damage to sails or course deviation can lengthen the voyage beyond its original plan. Food and water supplies, calculated for a fixed duration, begin to run short. What was a controlled journey becomes an extended confinement. Shortages shift from gradual reduction to immediate scarcity. When land appears, the transition is visual before it is practical. A line forms on the horizon. Water traffic increases, ships cross paths, and structures begin to rise into view. For vessels approaching New York City, the harbor becomes dense with movement. Ferries, tugboats, incoming vessels. After 1886, the passage past Statue of Liberty becomes a defining image for many arrivals. Passengers gather along railings, observing without speaking. The voyage ends physically. It continues administratively. At Ellis Island, movement is reorganized into a new system. Groups are directed through inspection areas where medical evaluations are conducted rapidly. Doctors observe posture, gait, and visible signs of illness, often within seconds per individual. Those who pass proceed to questioning. Standardized inquiries assess origin, destination, occupation, and financial means. Inspectors determine whether individuals are capable of work and unlikely to become dependent on public support. Approximately 6% are detained or denied entry. For others, clearance occurs within hours. The process is efficient. Its consequences are immediate. The ship delivered them across the ocean. The system that shaped them continued long after they stepped onto land.